It's Billy Turriff here. I'm a full-time property investor and founder of Kensington Finance. This is the second video I'm doing with you on a case study of a mixed-use development I purchased in Manchester, where we're keeping downstairs as commercial, which is a bar slash cafe, and upstairs we're converting to two one-bedroom apartments. The purpose of this video and the series of videos relating to the acquisition of Church Road is to really show you a live deal from start to finish, kind of warts and all, share with you some of the funding requirements, some of the planning requirements, the build out, and just what goes well and where some of the challenges are. So just to do a quick recap on the project to date. We actually viewed this property first off around about March 2019. It was being sold by a pension fund of a very successful family business, but they wanted to focus on their business rather than be landlords. I acquired it because I liked the tenant downstairs, liked that they put a lot of work into the property and they wanted to extend their lease. And upstairs is currently was used as an office. It was empty at the time. There was another reason that people were looking to sell because obviously their yield had reduced. But I knew that I could get planning to convert the offices into two one-bedroom apartments, and because it's very close to the train station, apartments are quite an okay size. Pretty confident in terms of the rental demand for that, and also the uplift in terms of end value moving from office to residential. So whilst we kind of viewed it in March, going through all the legals, particularly because it was a pension fund, we didn't actually acquire it till I think September the 1st, 2019. And it was at that time I did the first vlog on the deal. If you'd like to kind of go back, you can kind of see the more information relating to how we really funded it and how we sourced it. What I'd like to do today is really give you a summary of what we've been up to in the last 10 weeks. So first off, we got our finance approved by Shawbrook Bank. They agreed with where we'd projected our end value and our build costs. So the purchase price of the building was 150, based on us then converting upstairs into two one-bedroom apartments. They believe our end value will be 300, which is good because that's the numbers we put in our figures. However, there's still really only half the battle. That's what they're projecting. Once we go and do all the work, they'll then come back and re-evaluate it again, and that will then actually be the final value that we'll get, that we'll work it on. Second thing that's also happened is we got our planning approved. Try and keep it simple. In principle, from the council, they did have certain conditions that we need to. Some we need to discharge. Some we just need to build to the requirements. Only one we actually need to discharge is they wanted some extra bin storage. So we went in and we tweaked the plans slightly to give extra bin storage for both the apartments, and we're waiting to hear back from the council if that's acceptable or not. Hopefully it should be. They also had certain requirements they wanted with regards to noise, and we've been able to address that by putting new windows in to start with, and also how we use the acoustics for the party flooring to manage the noise between the apartments and the cafe bar downstairs. And that'll have to be checked by kind of building control and the council once it's actually been built out. Third thing we then did is we had to appoint our building control inspectors, had to get them to put in their drawings and their requirements, and they form part of our tender pack that we then go out to builders with. And that's the fourth area that we've been working on. So we put together the tender pack. When I say we, that's really being led by my architect and his team, Grant Erskine. So he puts together the tender pack with the plans, with the requirements, with the spec, with the building control information. Grant and me then sat down and we looked at a number of build teams that we're aware of that operate in the northwest that we think would be a good fit for the project. We got that to a short list of about 10, and we asked all 10 of them if they'd be interested in tendering for it. We then held an open day. Out of the 10 that we invited, 6 came to the open day, and they're now hopefully scurrying away and preparing their full tender packs. Those packs are due in by the end of November. So there's a couple of questions going back and forth, and again, that's really being handled by Grant and his team. I deliberately didn't go to the open day when we took the builders in. The reality is I'll be using Grant to actually manage the build and the process. And I think it's easier if they've got a direct person who's really part of my team to do that, rather than get a bit of confusion about who the client is versus who the actual project manager is. So the next steps and associated timeline for the project is really as follows. The kind of 4 main areas. One, we need to get the council to say, well, not get them, we need to hear back from the council to say that they're okay with our proposals for bin storage, which we're pretty confident they are, but we do have a plan B if we need to make additional changes there. Second, we still need to draw the funds down. Funding's definitely taking a lot longer now than what it did. At the same time, I haven't been overly pushing this because I'm aware of the time it would take to get the builders on site, etc. But Shawbrook Bank, who are funding us, have all their requirements now, and it's in their legal process. So I suspect we'll manage to draw funds down from them within between 4 to 6 weeks. The third thing that I'll be spending the next couple of months on is actually looking at what is the best structure to own this development once it's finished. And it's really around whether I'll keep it all within one title or whether there's actually any beneficial in me keeping the commercial in the company structure it is now, and actually selling off the residentials to one of my other companies. And once I've had the proper advice and gone through the numbers with that, I'll do a blog to update you on it and why we decided to go down that path. And then finally, the fourth area that we're looking at is what is the builder, who are we actually going to get on site. Their tender docs need to be in by the end of November. If it's one of the teams I've worked with before, it'll be fine. It'll just be approved and they'll be appointed. If it's a new team, however, we'd also want to go and do some site visits to some of their existing projects just to make sure we're quite comfortable in terms of the overall standard of their work, how they manage their sites, etc. From a timeline perspective, I would love to get people on site middle to late December, but probably being realistic, it may well be the first week in January that the actual work starts. We then hope that the build time to get completed probably in 12 to 13 weeks, and then a couple of weeks to dress it once we're finished. Still at this stage need to decide whether we'll do the apartments fully furnished or whether we'll just do them with kind of built-in bedroom furniture, etc. I expect that it'll be fully furnished, but that'll be another bit of feasibility that we just need to look at. So I'll hopefully update you next time once we've got the actual builders on, and hopefully see if their costs come in where we were expecting it to come in that we talked about in the first video. Thanks for listening. If you'd also like to see some more of the technical information relating to how we've done the discharge or responses to the council, suggest you link into Grant Erskine's Facebook page, who's my architect, who's been doing some updated vlogs on the project as well. Speak to you soon.